recently, we found out that Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising was allegedly censoring Pantsu, which of course was very unfortunate news for a lot of people who were very excited about this game, but now we're actually finding out that it gets worse because the game's localization is full of dialogue like simping and even features complete rewrites. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. So, I wanted to reference this Niche Gamer article. It says Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising has been discovered to contain more absurd translations in the English localization, with there even being instances of complete rewrites. Oh, this infuriates me to no end because we hear about situations like this happening so frequently. And of course, with the pantsuit situation, a lot of people were like, well, it's just in the photo mode. It's not that big of a deal. And you know what? I can understand why people are saying that because it's Granblue. You get so excited for a game. And even though it is censorship, to some people, it does not ruin the experience. And if you want to buy a game and play it, go for it. But now we have the pantsuit censorship on top of absurd translations in the English localization and even instances of complete rewrites. Now we can see things piling up because I have to talk a lot about one small thing being censored, but if you give the companies an inch, they will take a mile. And now you can see that it's not just one thing that someone might consider to be a small instance of censorship. Now we're seeing localization problems, censorship, we're seeing rewrites, we're seeing a pile that is just becoming bigger and bigger. It says users on social media shared the starting cutscene for a match between Elena, I think that's how you say it, and Luane, who is accompanied by his brothers Tommy and Sammy, and many were disturbed by Luane's use of memes and internet slang, while once again lambasting Western localization. This is so annoying to see happen. It's like, in a game that is maybe not set in current day when they use, right, slang, terms. It reminds me a lot of Game of Thrones, in the last few seasons, how, of course, the quality started to decline, and Jaime and Bronn are sitting together, and they're talking about women that are walking by, and Jaime goes, nah, she's not my type. What do you mean she's not your type, okay? This is a medieval fantasy that was based on a specific time period. Like, they didn't just say, man, she's just not my type, bro. Like, that's just not what happened. That's not how the dialogue was in the books or even at the beginning of the show. But because the writers got so lazy, you have all of these, like, this dialogue that, I would say, or that maybe you would say in current day. It's just so cringeworthy to see things like this happen. As can be seen, Peep This is not in the original Japanese version. Instead, they say a rough form of good morning. Peep this, bro. That's just so cringeworthy, and I hate using the word cringe, but that's what this is. There is no touchy-touchy instead of something that means I want to stroke something fluffy. Roughly means forget what I said and has nothing to do with simping. The fact that they put the term simping in this game just proves why I constantly am calling out localizers. Because these are the types of people that are localizing these games. People who do not care about trying to stay, in the realm of what the original creatives wanted the dialogue to be, or wanted just the game to be in general. A lot of Western localizers are willing to make any changes that they think would be, funnier, or maybe would help the special snowflakes out a little bit and not offend. They're worried about not offending people's sensitivities. Like, all of these small things definitely add up. And of course, some critics tried to even defend the localization by claiming it was within the characters' personalities. You, of course, can view a character the way you want, and you might say, yes, this character would totally say the term simping. But the original writers, the creatives, did not intend for the character to say these things or act in that way, meaning they should not be in this game. These should not be terms that are normally used by these characters. It's fine, again, to, in your head, have this fan fiction going on, but we are talking about an official product that represents the franchise in totality, which of course just means that this should not be anywhere near the official product. Another instance of localization of absurdity includes this exchange that includes one of the characters. In the Japanese version, it says, "You're as white as snow and pretty as usual, Shi-chan." And, of course, in the English, "Hey, least Eddie called us rich. You lovely ladies could stand to cash in on some vitamin D too. Know what I mean? Ha ha ha. Just a little eat the rich joke for ya." I'm sorry, but whenever I see things like this happening, it instantly makes me not want to touch the product because it's just so cringeworthy. And I am someone who will sit and play a game and instantly pick up on references like this, instantly pick up on terms like simping, because of course we hear about them in so many modern products. And, well, unfortunately, this has happened in a lot of games. I mean, Western localization localizations are no strangers to wild changes from original Japanese source material, whether it be, Prison School's dub with its reference to Gamergate. There are tons of different ones, or Funimation's various examples of inexplicable alterations. I mean, a week would be here for days if I was calling out every single instance like this, but a Funimation dub inserts a hilarious DBZ meme. Like, yes, this will be funny to some people. I'm not saying that no one is going to find this funny, but at the same time, when you get the references, a lot of people will find them to just be very cringy. And combined with the fact that, this game does censor pantsu, it's just problem after problem. And again, I know that there are going to be people out there who are going to say things like, well, it's only, a few small issues. It's not that big of a deal. But everything that is small, whether it is censoring a costume, censoring a shot, adding, cringe-worthy dialogue, changing, dialogue in terms that were used in the original Japanese script, it all adds up. And now we've got this pile of problems with Granblue Fantasy versus Rising. If you purchased it and you're enjoying it, that's great. I'm glad that you bought it. I'm glad that you are enjoying it, because at the end of the day, that is what matters. But I know I personally will not be purchasing Rising after seeing all of the problems with it. And I know a lot of you have been, very furious about this game. And I'm sure hearing this news that there's, localization issues will infuriate you even more. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.